Hello and welcome to part two of the Amaze platform demo. During this video, it'll be pretty quick. It'll probably be about 6 to 7 minutes long. But during this video, we're going to be looking at some different automation tools and then the FAQ portion of Amaze. So the first thing I want to go over is an automation tool called workflows. Workflows honestly are just going to make life a whole lot easier. It's going to basically just help you automate parts of your inbox. So if I go into my workflows here, we basically will start out by creating a workflow name, the description, and then it's simply going to be a when, if, and then statement. So we can say something like when a customer message arrives, or when a staff user leaves a note, or maybe when an on-hold conversation is due. We'll say when a customer message arrives. We can say something like if this customer is maybe writing in through, we'll say through chat, right? So they're trying to chat with us, and maybe they're on a specific URL. So we'll say conversation started on URL X, Y, and Z. Maybe they're looking at your pricing page, for example, and they started a chat from there. Then what we can do is we can then tag this conversation inside of Amaze as like pricing request or something like that, right? And then what we can also do is we can then assign this conversation to like our sales team or to our support team. So there's some different things you're able to do here. You can have it automatically tagged for you. You can have responses get sent out automatically, or you can have conversations assigned automatically. Another one that I see pretty often too is like, let's say that somebody's writing in via, Facebook Messenger, and maybe you're currently out of office. We can say something like, if currently in office is a no, then what we can do is we can then respond to this conversation and say, hey, we're currently out of office, or office hours are 9 to 5. We'll respond to you as soon as possible, kind of a thing. Another one that I see pretty often is, let's say you have recurring emails. So let's say that you have, like invoices, for example. They just cloud up your inbox. They're kind of just in the way. You have to manually go through them and resolve them, or, read them, I guess, if you're using like Gmail or Microsoft or something like that. But basically what we can do is I can come in here and say, if this message channel is coming through email, and if the conversation subject, so usually with those reoccurring emails, the subject line looks the exact same up until a certain point. So we can say if the conversation subject contains, X, Y, and Z, then what we can do is we can then tag this conversation as invoice. And then we're also able to mark this conversation as resolved. So instead of it clouding up the inbox, it'll automatically get resolved. And then if you want to take a look at your invoices, you can go to your invoice tag to look at those. All right. Another way to use workflows is through an automation tool called Intents. Intents is really cool, very powerful. Basically what it is a machine learning system that can detect natural language. All that means is it can just figure out what the intention of a customer writing in is. So you start out by creating intent subjects. Things like, post-purchase. We have like upset customer, sizing questions, returns, whatever it may be, right? Canceling subscriptions. I created this one called Upset Customer. Basically how it works is we come into here and we enter in messages that we've either seen upset customers say or things we think upset customers might say. We do recommend you train about 30 messages before this intent's ready to rock and roll, but I trained about 15 for this one and it still works really well. But some different examples are, I'm really upset, I'm unhappy, I don't like this product, this, whatever it may be, right? And then I can go to test here, and I can act as if I'm a customer. So I can say something like, we'll say, I don't like this product. I want a refund. So this doesn't look like anything we just saw, and it looks pretty awful overall, let's be honest. But when I test the message confidence, Amaze is 92% sure that this statement has to do with an upset customer. So how we'd use that now is we'd go to our workflows. We'd go to add a workflow. We would say when a customer message arrives, if the message channel is coming in through, we'll say like email maybe. And if the intent name is upset customer, and Amaze is more than 85% sure that it has to do with an upset customer, then what we want to do is we definitely want to tag this conversation inside of Amaze as urgent. We also want to make sure that we assign this conversation to our customer support team. And then we also want to make sure that we respond to the conversation and say, hey, we're really sorry you had a bad experience. Our team's looking into it immediately and respond to you as soon as possible, kind of a thing. Like I said, intents are very, very powerful. I will be honest, it takes a little bit of time to build them, but well worth it. You're able to set your own confidence level on them, and when, replies are getting sent out automatically or when things are getting tagged automatically. So very powerful, takes a little bit of time to set them up, but well worth it in the long run. All right. And then the next thing I want to show you is going to be the FAQ portion of Reamaze. So if I click on the articles section here on the left side, this will be where you build out your FAQ. So in Reamaze, you click on articles, we go to new article, and then we can build out our articles here. So we'll start out by creating the topic of our article. We'll have the title of our article, and then the content of our article. The content can be in WYSIWYG or it can be in full HTML. And then below that, you have the status of your article. So it can be in draft, it can be published, internal, or unlisted. And then your FAQ articles are able to live in two different places. They're obviously able to live on a page on your website, just like this one. The layout of the FAQ will look just like this. You're not able to customize the layout of it, but you are able to customize, of course, the colors and font to make sure it is well branded. And then you're also able to have it live on a subdomain. So this is going to be the exact same FAQ, but on a subdomain. And that's really just going to be helpful for like SEO purposes. All right, well, like I said, we're going to have a quick second video here, but we'll get into the third video. During the third video, we'll go over some of the features that I really like, some things that kind of stand out to me personally. Intense is one of those things, but I didn't want to include it in video 3. So what we'll do, I'll meet back up with you for video 3, and then we'll go over some of those, and then we'll probably have one more short video after that. But other than that, we're almost there. All right, I'll see you in video 3.